Hello, my name is Jackson Taylor, and this is my grade 12 Capstone Project. For my project, I have chosen to create a video on the subject of how movies affect people emotionally. Creating a video has always been an interest of mine, so I'm very excited to show anyone watching my work. Just don't expect it all to be professional or serious, because I want this to keep everyone's attention. Well, actually, I bet it isn't very interesting to stare at this void of stars, so how about yeah, that works. So with all this boring introduction out of the way, and without any further ado, here's some background. Get it? Because this is just a background. Okay, whatever. Now, movies and cinema have been a large part of many cultures for well over a century now. Wonderful, soaring films with so much love, care, and attention put into so many of them. But why? Now, this question can be raised with almost every form of art that humans have created. Why create things with no practical use? Well, humans are complex creatures. We desire and sometimes need more than simple food, water, and tools. Our brains are infinitely complex, which leads us to creating art that, while most times having no practical use, can help or change us in a mental or emotional way. Humans have been creating art for almost the beginning of their existence. The classic trope of early man painting on the walls of a cave is the most classic representation of art. This only progressed with time, with humans creating pottery, sculptures, unique buildings, statues, music, and the topic of this video, films. Now, I'm sure that you, the viewer watching at home, have seen a movie, and most likely that movie was being played in a movie theater, and that is naturally where you saw it. The cinema is a fairly common place for people to take their friends and family of any age. Despite the slightly steep prices, the experience of watching a film in a theater is very unique and somewhat magical in a sense. This atmosphere can also have an impact on how a person is affected by a film, whether it is because of seeing the movie on the big screen or if they were at the right age for the movie to truly resonate with them. This atmosphere can really help with the impact a movie can have on someone, as if they are being transported into the world of the film. While all this is important to note, ultimately, the movie itself is obviously the most important piece of this emotional puzzle. Now, in my own personal experience, movies did not have too much of an impact on me until puberty hit. Before I became a teenager, movies were typically just another thing to distract myself with, like TV or video games. While I did watch plenty of films with strong emotional beats as a child, none of them truly resonated with me until I watched the 2017 Pixar film Coco. In stark contrast to every other movie I had watched in the past, hell, out of any piece of media I've consumed at that time, Coco was the first movie to ever make me cry, which is a great example of how, despite not finding anything that got a real emotional reaction out of me over the years, I was able to find a film that connected with me. Which brings up the question, which movies failed to connect with me at an emotional level when I was a child? Disney and their subsidiary Pixar have created some of the most recognized movies in terms of their emotional beats. There are a number of films created by these two companies that are instantly recognizable for the emotions conveyed in the stories. And I don't think there is any better example of this than the Pixar film Up, more specifically, the first 10 minutes of Up. It concisely shows the relationship of two children as they grow up together, fall in love, get married, and the tragedy of the couple not being able to have a child, finishing off with the death of the wife, leaving the husband alone for the last years of his life. Accompanied by the gorgeous score by Michael Giacchino, the scene alone has left such a large impact that even just referring to the beginning of Up will have anyone relive that powerful first act. Another very notable example of a Pixar film that impacted people emotionally would be the final act of Toy Story 3. This ending scene shows Andy, originally the child who owned the toy protagonist of the series, now grown up and having to give up his childhood toys as he goes off to college. This scene also stuck with people as it showed the difficulties of growing up and what it feels like to give up something from your childhood you still hold dear. The scene shows a very subtle detail as Andy is instinctively reluctant to give up his toys, even to the child he's giving them to, since they have been with him for years and years. This also aligned with the people who were fans of the original Toy Story when it came out, because the people who had watched the original movie when it was released were most likely going off to college themselves when they watched Toy Story 3. His final goodbye to his toys is a scene many still remember to this day. Well, this video so far has mainly been setting up the actual point I'm trying to get across, so I will present it again. How do movies affect people emotionally? This is quite a broad question, so I'll try to sum it up best I can. Movies often have emotional plots, or at very least, an emotional subplot or subtext for more absurd plots and premises. These are, in fact, the main reason these films resonate with people emotionally, but every movie connects with some people and doesn't connect with others. That's why there's so many different emotional angles that movies take in their emotional aspects. Whether it be about growing up, love, friendship, family, or even death, there will be a movie that speaks to any certain person who values these subjects. In conclusion, movies are important. There are many incredible filmmakers that have put so much effort into creating impactful films. Many people have watched these films since they were children, and whether it affected them then or later in their lives, we can't deny their emotional presence. These movies can be about anything from maturity to death, and each movie will resonate differently with each person. Wait a second, don't go yet, this video isn't over. This is a capstone project, and per the rubric, I must reflect upon how the creation of this video has taught me and how I was able to create it. Before this project, I already had some experience using the video and audio editing software that I used to make this video, which was Sony Vegas Pro and Audacity. Sadly, I did not follow a strict schedule in the creation of this video, nor did I document what I did each time I worked on it, so you'll just have to believe me in what I'm saying here. The creation of this video had some bumps, but not too many that hindered my progress too much. I did also learn something about both my audio and video software while using them, such as exporting selected audio, fading out and into videos and images. Most prominently and unexpectedly, creating this video has helped me figure out the nuances and how to properly record my voice clearly. Some difficulties I had were with my actual script. I felt as if I did not write enough for the content of the video to actually be considered a video essay. However, I did not find many technical difficulties with the help of my mentor, Jason Dolphin. Jason has had much experience with using the suite of Adobe softwares beforehand and is currently a 3D lighting engineer working for Disney. I had spoken to Jason 3 times before the creation of the video, and he has helped me with selecting software and any issues I may have had with the software. I have always had an interest in creating videos of this kind, since I just love analyzing the things I enjoy. So overall, I would say this project was a success, and I would like to thank you for listening to all of it to the end.